Yes. Mike, I can't picture Mike 6 inches tall. He's a Lilliputian. There's another one. Name that book. Come on, that's an easy one.
Okay.
There you go. Thank you, Andrea. You get the literary badge of honor for this afternoon.
All right, let's try this again. Good afternoon, everyone.
That sounds better,
Oh,
Mike.
There's Mike. There's Mike.
Better? Okay. Well, that's good news that I did not cut a line today as I was demoing a deck at my parents' house. So.
Okay.
Oh.
That's good.
Yeah, that's never good.
No. So I guess in the meeting I was just in, every time I spoke, it was crazy, lots of crackling and terrible sounds. So
Yes.
Terrible sounds.
I heard that.
yeah, so I came in and I talked really low on the first test. That's why when everybody said it was low, I was like, okay, let me try normal sound.
Hate it. Hate that when you have terrible sounds.
Brian, I don't know about how your camera is positioned, but there's a lot of blue above your head.
Yes, nothing but blue sky. Blue is calming.
Blue sky. All right. All right.
You can
It's
see
Blue,
my,
enjoyable. Yeah, so SQ was nice today, Brian.
Yeah, it was. Where is it now? 97, 19. So
look at what the high of the
It
day
hit
is,
100.
Brian. Yeah.
did it hit 100?
Exactly.
Did it hit 100?
100 on the dot.
Okay. There you go. See, stocks always usually go to those nice numbers. Yeah, it did. Right around noon, it hit right bang on 100. And then significant pullback. So that's usually what you see when a stock will get to a level like that. They'll hit that level and then they'll pull back.
Oh my goodness. Your U1K still down now 260.
Oh, I know. I really, I should have taken a big size and just held on to part of it instead of.
This thing pre-market was sitting at what, like 250% up or something, and now it's red on the day.
No, it was up big, and now it's not so big.
Not so big. That's an understatement. Imagine if you if you started the day and you're like, man, I'm killing it, man. Lunch is on me, everyone. And you come back at the end of the day and you're like, all right, let me cash some of this out. You're like, what the hell happened?
Wait a second. I'm in the red.
Yeah. Cruise lies sinking. I'm sure that's completely intended, that pun, Mac.
Spy's coming back up.
I know when I got off. Oh, go ahead, Brian. I know when I got off. I know when I got off today, Peter, you hadn't taken a trade yet. Did you end up getting into a trade?
No, I still have not taken a trade. Never found anything I liked. Well, I said the two trades that actually were good that I should have taken, I missed. One was Apple. I was on the phone with Andrew, so I missed it just because I have a rule not to take a trade while I'm on the phone. And the other one was AMD that Thor actually took, and it was a great trade. In fact, he just got stopped out of it, but he took it from the low of the day. And I saw that setting up, and because it didn't make a double bottom, but I was going to take it off the V pattern. But I hesitated, saying it's not my strategy. And of course, you coulda, shoulda, woulda. But anyways, those are the only two that were good. I was saying earlier, though, interestingly, I did try and take two shorts on NCLH, which never got filled because of being SSR. So I ended up canceling them because the price had moved away from me, and I didn't want to get filled too low. And then there was one on AAL that I tried to short, and I thought this is a good place for a short, and I hit the button before being told that it was not shortable. All three of those would have been red trades, so it's just as well. So I figure that's a sign. The cosmos was protecting me from myself today. It's nice. When
That's
you think,
good.
it's
Yeah.
nice when the gods aren't working against you for once.
Yes, those are always good days that you can take.
So I figure a goose egg on the sheet is, again, it's better than anything with a negative symbol in front of it, right? So
And it's better than
That's a-
anything red. Yeah, absolutely.
So, that in essence, it's a positive day for you then.
yeah, well, it feels like it. It's funny, eh? Because I mean, I haven't taken a trade. I'm sitting here looking at literally like a blank sheet where my trades normally go, but I'm actually feeling like it's been a good day. So, all right, I'll take it.
Well, think how easy journaling is going to be today.
That's true. I mean, I still journal because I still take note of why I didn't take a trade in that. But yes, you're right, Brian. It certainly will be a quick process. It'll leave me more time to do that IT support stuff that I mentioned I was doing for a bunch of judges after the close. So that should be fun.
Let's see, what did PayPal do today? PayPal's been had a fairly good day as well. Netflix has had a good day. Amazon's had a good day, relatively. Continues to creep higher. I guess we're not allowed to use beyond the meat anymore, that phrase.
Oh, we have to use Beyond Meat now?
Yeah, we do. It seems to be a sensitive
Subject.
for some reason.
Yeah, it
Hmm.
spies back down near the pre-market lows again.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my judges texting me now. All right, let me just set this up.
Are those the ones that are?
I
Are
should
those the
send
ones that are sending the RCMP for you?
I hope not.
Wow.
Looks
Look at you.
looks like Thor's in AMD again.
Jeez. Unbelievable. Just still looking at U1K. Just continues to
send a bill to
taken to the
province.
woodshed. Do we have we had a IPO today, LGHL?
If we do, I failed to have it on my list. Let's see. I didn't catch it.
It looks like it.
Maybe.
It looks like a one day bar. It didn't price very high.
Huh. It wasn't on my list, so I didn't catch it. What did you say? LGHL? LGHL.
Yeah, LGHL.
Yeah.
It looks like PQDI is another one. Is that a? That's another one I think that just went.
No wonder I didn't see these things. They traded like 100,000 shares.
Yeah, there's not much going on with either of them.
Do anything? Yeah. So all right. I was feeling guilty for a second. I don't feel guilty now that I missed that. It's a lot of nothing.
Seems like there were a lot of ones. There's FSKR. Anyway.
did kind of turn out to be a quiet day after the open, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I got fixated on SQ all morning.
But did you trade it? Oh, look, CCL's really tanking here. So is the market, though. Market is continuing lower. Getting a pop back up here on the VIX.
We go. No, I didn't trade it because I traded it in Sim, but not live just because I'm sitting here. Right now I have 12,000 ping rate, which could have been the cause of my... I've just accepted the fact that I'm not going to be able to trade until I get back to my house, so... which is unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. But I was happy. It hit my radar because it hit the scanner at 7. Let me see what the scanner had it for today. I think 7 or 6:34, I think, is when it hit the scanner. 6:36 is when I started looking at it, and so yeah, I wouldn't say that I picked these weeks to not trade no whammies. It's just I had to come
it always seems
start getting things in order for my family. So
it always seems like, I'll like, for example, there'll be a day I'll get on a plane, I won't be able to trade, and then I'll look at the market and think, oh God, of course that's the day I would have made a fortune. But you can always say that, but you never know.
Yeah,
But
you never know how you would have traded it.
Exactly. That's the same fallacy, though, of I find, like, trading in sim and things, right? That you have to be careful of, because you're right. It's easy to look at any chart after the fact and say, oh my God, if I'd just gone long here and exited here, it would have been awesome, right? As we all know, it's never as easy when you're in the moment. So
yeah, it never is.
because maybe you weren't looking at that stock, or maybe it was trading very erratically, or it had a huge spread, or there's all that stuff that you can't tell by looking at a chart. And it took me a long time to realize that too, because I used to get really angry at myself for missing things, and I think it took a long time of just watching charts to realize, you know what, I actually was watching that, and no, it didn't look like a good trade when I was watching it because of one or more of those things, right? Sure, I could have got in, but it had a 30-cent spread, so why would I do that, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. I was happy though. When I looked at SQ is nice right there at 936. It had bought up, came back, tested VWAP, and then shot up. Would have been a nice trade to get into. Nice clear ABC pattern if you look on the 1 minute at 936 on SQ. I mean, and if you could have gotten that without taking a partial or getting stopped out at break even over the next 2 minutes, you'd still be sitting in it right now.
Yeah, see now you're doing it to yourself, right? It seems easy.
Oh yeah. Seems easy. Even in Sim, because I took the trade in Sim. I got a partial and got stopped out to the penny.
And then what time when you look at it, Mike, do you suggest is the best time to have gotten in? Oh, right here.
So
right here, 936.
If you go into the trades tab, Peter, if you go into the trades tab, I uploaded the trade. It's all the way up at the top. It's at like 646. You'll see the nice pink. You can pull it up on the screen because I threw in the scanner too, so people could see the scanner.
This one? Here, yeah.
Yeah. So it hit the scanner at 636, and then I put an order for the break of the high of the day. Got filled like 5 cents above what the order was because it broke pretty heavily when it broke the high of the day. Popped up, got a partial at the top, and then it stopped out. And then it just continued to run all day. So
There you go. I see it. Interesting.
it was a good setup. Those were one of those where you go, So I've gotten to the point now of that I have a specific set of criteria that I'm going to trade over the next till I can go live and start trading it live. I figured might as well just trade the criteria over and over and over for the next week or until I get back. See what the results are.
Sounds reasonable.
Keep it as close to live as I can with same share size that I would take, same risk, and trade it that way. See what the results are. Then deduct about 20% because when you transition to live, you're usually about 20 to 30% below that when you start throwing your emotions in there.
The live trading discount. I like it.
Yeah. you take partials quicker and you get out quicker when you're when it's not going against you or when it's going against you. So it's not as easy to be like, this is just a sim trade. Yeah, I'll let it consolidate for the next 30 minutes before it makes the move.
It is amazing how difficult it is. Like, that's one of the reasons why I advocate, if you can do it, it's worth developing the discipline to take your P&L right off the screen. Because I think there's not a single one of us that's immune to, if you're fortunate enough to be in the position where you've got a nice big green trade and you see those big green numbers, you want to put some over in that other column, right, that says realized, right? We all want to do that. It's easier sometimes if you just look at the technicals and say, look, I knew I took this with make up numbers here, a 10-cent risk. I'm 30 cents into the trade. That's the number I try and focus on. I say, that's okay. I'm waiting for 40 cents into the trade, and I try not to think of the P&L. Unfortunately, my mind tends to go to how many shares times the math. Like, it's too easy to do, right? Even when I don't show the P&L.
Yeah.
But it just makes it that one step more difficult because, you're right. We should be trading it technically, and it gets harder. In Sim, you're like, whatever. I'll wait it out. But when it's live, you're like, the back of your mind, you're like, whatever, $300, man. I can do with $300. Like, that's my grocery bill, for, or whatever. Like, even if you're not consciously thinking about it, I find that my mind does that type of math all the time.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be, as I've been trading this over the last week, I think that's going to be the most difficult thing because when you get that break of the high of the day, right, you want that momentum to keep it up. But every now and again, it will move and then it kind of consolidates and then it can drop off heavily. So when you don't get that continuation right away, that's going to be the tricky thing. How long am I willing to hold that before getting out? And just cutting my losses at break even and just saying, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So,
yeah.
And I mean, you could see that on SQ even too, because had I not taken that first partial up there, I mean, it consolidated for 3 minutes before it actually made the sharp move up. So it could have. And you're just bouncing at that level. So that's that emotional part that we always talk about, that how well can you handle that those moments of uncertainty and not knowing what it's going to do. And that's why I like I think you're the one that introduced me to the quick early partial. Take the quick early partial, make it a positive trade to where it's a no loss trade. And then it's so much easier after that to just trade the technicals.
Yeah, that's something I did almost to trick myself, right? I almost had to fool myself into managing my trade better, which sounds weird, but that's sort of what I ended up doing. And I've tried to reduce over time the size of that initial partial so that I can hold more, because I know intellectually right? That holding longer is going to yield me better results. Emotionally, I somehow have not managed to internalize that. To your point, Mike, right? Like that's it's you think that should be the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. Oh, I got a question from Cliff. So, Cliff, I do not know when I'm going to be heading back home. So, I got a deck that I'm finishing up. I got a meeting with an estate planner and a meeting with a financial advisor this coming week. So, and then my mother has another medical appointment. So, it'll be sometime after that, depending on results. And we'll go from there. So.
Look at Thor, man, killing it even here. He's taking a scalp on AAL.
I know.
And
Yeah.
And he got back into AMD too.
how does he do that? Look at that.
Yeah.
AAL looks beautiful. Look at off the 200 moving average. Nice W pattern. That's just like that's too pretty. And yet here he is.
Yeah, I took a long on CCL. Got a little bit of a bounce there. Made a few bucks. I can afford to go to Dairy Queen now.
Dairy, well, this is good. You get your Frosty on. Or your Blizzard. It's a Blizzard they have, isn't it? Yeah.
You have officially dug yourself out of the morning hole.
Yeah, I can even afford a large Blizzard.
Ooh, that's a good trade then.
Ooh, all those calories.
Those ramp up in price quickly.
Yeah.
Actually, it was because
Yes, they do.
I went and I bought. I can't remember when it was. It was maybe it was last summer when I went and with like the kids, my kids who are adults, and I said, let's go to Dairy Queen and get some Blizzards or whatever. And like there's 5 of us, we each order a Blizzard, and she's like, okay, so that's $46. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sticker shock.
I know. You're kidding me,
Holy
right?
crap.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't remember. It was like,
Fast food's expensive now.
yeah. It was, anyways.
You go to the Wendy's and it's like going out to eat almost.
Yeah. Well, well, that's true. I mean, I think that's a side effect of being old, right? That's what I keep telling myself. Because like I used to work at McDonald's, and I remember when you could buy, like I was buying 2 Big Macs for $4, right? Like that was the deal that we used to have. Or anyway, so you'd buy like 4 Big Macs and it cost you $8, right? Off you went.
Yeah. Not now. 4 Big Macs cost you about $20.
Yeah, well, no whammies. That's right. Like I have in my head that like the meal, if you get the meal deal, it's like $8.99 or something. Like that's the cost of just a Big Mac nowadays. So, yeah, it used to be the cheeseburgers were like $1 a burger, right? So we'd go late at night and we'd buy like 10 cheeseburgers and it cost us $10. Anyways.
Yeah, the $3.99 cheeseburger meal. Yeah, that's now I think you pay I pay in California, it's like $7.24 for the cheeseburger meals.
Wow.
It's crazy.
$20 for in Samoa. I think the real question is why the heck were you buying a Big Mac in Samoa? Anyways.
I had a Big Mac in France. We were in Lyon. Got there late. And Lyon, known for it's the most gastronomique place in France. And I went to McDonald's.
Wow.
So there you go.
That's terrible, Brian. So what do you mean late though? Like I mean, in France they've got dinner and then late dinner. I mean, these places are normally they're serving food till midnight or 1 a.m. Like, was it that late?
I know. It was a day of driving, and you know what you feel like after a day of driving.
Yeah. I know that.
It was just like,
well.
yeah, I didn't really feel like although it was kind of ironic. Yeah, Paris, eh?
Mac, that's my burger, man. That must have been why it cost $20 because they don't have a lot of food. It was cost of importation. All right, we got 3 minutes left. I am closing this day with no trades, and over the top of me, I feel sheepish, even more so now that Thor has come in and taken a trade that there's no reason I couldn't have, but I wasn't watching AAL. He was.
Roku is finishing fairly strong today.
Look at that.
Did it start to bounce back? Yeah, it did.
Yeah. It's come back up off a bottom here, 115.78.
Well, as Brian
and
said,
the market.
Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, go ahead.
That's just me talking on top of you. My bad.
Okay. No, I was trying to see if there was something worth holding here. Probably, I'm going to hold my APT. I don't have a lot of shares. We'll see how that goes. I think with more infections, I think that's the kind of stock that'll probably go higher since they're making the masks. CCL coming up a bit here. What else is going on? We've got JD making, it's probably at an all-time high. Yep. JD at an all-time high.
It's
Square, where's Square? Sitting around 97 right now.
97.
Yeah. Looks like the market maybe wants to close. This last minute's going to push into the close.
I think it's going to try for that 312 level.
Data. What's going on with data? Oh, data's pushing higher.
Data?
Oracle new low of the day.
There's a stock, believe it or not, there's a stock called Data.
Data. Okay, you're right. And it's
What should we call our company?
pushing up here.
Let's ask our young child what we should call the company.
Data.
So, buddy, U1K doing? It's still down below. It's still red. What about Carvel? Well, it's going to close up 250%, but it's certainly down a ways from where it peaked at 600% up around $20. Where's my closing bell? Why did I get no bell? All right.
I didn't hear any bell.
No bell.
Carvel was crazy this morning.
Why didn't I get a bell? What happened?
Oh, there you go.
There's my bell. It works. Reset
It's
the...
delayed.
Oh,
Was it somebody standing up?
I had to manually
Maybe the
do
person
that.
standing outside your window that rings the bell, let you down.
So, not much of earnings today, and tomorrow really is only Kroger, which might be interesting with the beverage.
Smith & Wesson. Gun sales up? All right, let's see what we got here. You're right. What's tonight? Nothing. Nothing I want to watch. ABM. Somebody mentioned ABM earlier today. Can't remember who. I remember hearing that symbol. Can't imagine there's something I really want to watch going on with ABM. We're sticking around for. Yeah, Hiltzy, what's on? I was just actually serious that Smith & Wesson may be putting in a good quarter. It seems to me that it might, but it's not a big stock. I don't remember what their earnings are, but it's, I think last time I looked at it, it was surprisingly low. It's with them, yeah, like 200 million. So their quarterly revenue is only around 200 million, which doesn't make them a huge company, really. So, Justin, thank you for that. Yes, and maybe it's a good time to mention that. Tonight, I'm excited to be able to deliver a success webinar for all of our lifetime members. Success webinar tonight. is going to be all about doubling up. It's what we were calling it a deep dive into the double top, double bottom strategy, which I've named the Mountain Pass strategy. So to put a name on things, people were asking me earlier today, why did you have to rename it? And my argument is, one, because Andrew said it's a good idea, but two, and perhaps more importantly, a double top is just that. It's a double top, and it's a very simple pattern that anyone can understand. But the trade that I'm talking about has a number of specific criteria that differentiates itself from any other double top, in my mind, which is why it's a specific strategy and not just a general pattern that I'm looking for. So I will talk about the Mountain Pass, the relative criteria that goes into it, what it looks like, how I trade it, and we'll go through that in detail. So by the end of it, you should be able to not only identify them, but understand how to trade it, and hopefully be able to add that to your portfolio and or modify it for yourself. So that's tonight. Next week, next Wednesday, Thor's going to do one that I know a lot of people are looking forward to. Well, Thor, as he proved it into the close by trading AAL successfully on a momentum play up, he's got this thing nailed, man. He's been doing fantastic, and we all love him. And it's going to be great to see his next sort of iteration of what he's been teaching us on how to use volume and volume price analysis as part of your trading strategy. And he's going to talk about that next Wednesday on the 24th on how to analyze volume and price. So look forward to both of those. Those should be great. Next week, we will be back to our psychology webinars. Mike, if you're still there, maybe you want to tell us about that one?
Yes, I'm still there. So Module 5 is all about being able to recover when the market starts to take its toll on you, right? Things aren't going the way that you plan them to, because we all have a goal we set out there. We want to be profitable by X months, or we want to be at this level by this time. And Module 5 is about understanding how to mentally prepare for not achieving the goals or the results that you want, and how you can replenish your emotional capital when that happens. And there's some steps and some certain things you can do to prepare yourself for that. And that's what we'll talk about in Module 5.
Great. And last, guys, we'll just mention some of our discounts, especially for those on YouTube that want to join us. If you're liking what you see on YouTube, don't be afraid to hit the like button, the big good old thumbs up. We'd appreciate that. And if you wanted to join us in the room, you can do so with the discount code of ClosingBell24. That'll give you a $24 price to join us for a full week, access to our material, the trade room. You'll see what it's like. Again, not every room is for every person, but we have a lot of confidence in what we do, and frankly, it's a lot of fun. At least I have a lot of fun. Hopefully our members do as well. I know that I have a lot of fun talking with all you guys here in the room. So it just makes the day that much more entertaining while we look to make some money. And if that convinces you to join us, great. You can then join permanently using our discount code for your lifetime membership. It's only valid on the one-time payment option, but if you wanted to join us, please use the code INDEPENDENCE40. That'll give you 40% off our one-time membership price. So hopefully we'll see you in the room soon. All right, public service announcements over. Let me just go back for... I didn't realize Brian had taken off the camera there. So, what else we got? I'm really set. Not looking for anything into the close. I think I got nothing to recap today because I didn't take any trades. I can tell you though, we had a couple of trades in the room. I don't know what happened, but we decided that we were going to be trading some low floats today. So Brian was trading UONEK. He traded it short successfully a couple of times and was kicking himself for not having taken it further because it just declined all day. Ended up red on the day after starting up like, I don't know, 300% or something crazy.
On Amazon. So I know there's a lot of people out there that have got some new money.
This is Brian. Wait.
Yeah, that's right. It's me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was me. Rock and roll.
What? Okay. I was hearing
Just
you very
some of my
distantly
social,
in the background somewhere. Okay.
yeah, it's just some of my social, whatever you want to call it. So my social marketing.
Okay. No, sorry. I
Goodness.
thought I was talking over top of you. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Anyways.
Nicola.
All right. Okay. And then the other one that was a low float that came up on our gappers was Carvel, Carver. Sorry, I could keep calling it Carvel. That's incorrect. Carver Bancorp. And they were gapping up like, I don't know, like something crazy this morning. Ended up like 600%. Closed the day up almost 250%. So obviously a good day one way or the other for in all respects for Carvel, but they certainly came down a lot from the 20. What are they? Almost $23. Can you imagine this stock was almost $23 at one point today for a bank after starting the day at $2.40. I don't even know what drove that. Anybody? I read a news article this morning. They were talking about black-owned businesses, but
Yeah, I don't know what drove
but
it.
I didn't get the detail how that related to Carver Bancorp. They serve black and underrepresented communities. Anyways, so I don't. Anyways, yeah, they're just crazy today. Whatever is going, they certainly got somebody's attention, right? And certainly had a big jump, and I hope they manage to retain those. That would be good. To see this company maybe on our regular trading list, but I'll wait and see if that happens. All right. Samuel,
See the Matrix.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough to see the Matrix, right? I still just see a line of green lines, or green characters sometimes. Anyways, yeah, it's trading is a lot about having, watching the right thing at the right time, and sometimes the days are just like that. You're just not watching the right thing. I spent most of my morning watching NCLH and X US Steel, and neither one gave me a trade. So today I was just in the wrong place. That's the way it goes. Like I said, despite the fact that I'm, again, flat on the day completely because I didn't end up taking a trade, I actually feel pretty good. So, especially when you have the perspective, it could very, very easily have been a red day for me. So, all in all, I'm pretty happy. I'll come back ready to trade again tomorrow. So with that, for everybody on YouTube, thanks for joining us. We'll shut her down, and hopefully you can join us again for the pre-market show with Carlos and Norm. Norm is back, which is great, and hopefully you can join us there tomorrow morning at 8:30. Take care, everybody.